Alright, so it's 1st of November. Outpost Rush has been out for a few days, and it has totally destroyed certain markets. Now, on some servers, it's not going to change much, because on really low population servers, nobody can even play Outpost Rush because you can't get enough people together. But if you are on a server where there are people running Outpost Rush, you might want to check these markets, because some of these prices might have changed. Now, if you saw my video when it first came out talking about how prices might change, well, it turns out pretty much everything I said was right, at least on my server where people do run Outpost Rush. So the first thing that happened, this is not something for making money, but something where you might have lost money. The price of suspended Azoth has gone from 200 all the way down to 135 on my server in the 3 days since Outpost Rush came out, which is exactly what I predicted would happen. And a lot of people lost their minds saying I was a complete idiot, and that's physically impossible. But here we are. I don't know if they'll keep trending down, but I'm glad I got rid of mine at 150 on the way down. I was able to, save some money. And then the thing, though, as far as opportunities to make money, there are a few things going crazy in the market right now. First one we're going to look at is the one that's going the absolute most crazy, and that is infused health potions. So infused health potions used to be worth 2 coins a piece. Now they're anywhere from 8 to 15 coins a piece. And also, these do sell, by the way. You think, oh, they're just listed, they're not going to sell. Let me show you something. Under my completed sell orders, look at all these infused health potions that have sold. And I actually have sold way more than this, but your completed and expired can only carry a certain number of listings in here. I have 70 active buy and sell, so I can only have 30 in here at a time. And as I go through the days, then, you can't keep them all. But I've sold double this amount, if not triple this amount in the last 3 days. And here's the part that doesn't make any sense, okay? I don't understand it at all. People keep listing Azoth water for 3. And me and other people keep buying out literally all of it. And these people come back and they list again for 3. And I just don't get it. Like, if you have Azoth water and infused potions are like 9, then you need to sell your Azoth water for like 6. Because it only takes an Earth mote, which is one of the cheapest motes, and a soul mote, which is going through the roof, by the way, which is another thing we'll move on to, in order to convert it. Now, that brings me to another point, which is that soul motes are going through the roof. And the reason for this is infused health potions. So the market right now on my server is, I'm estimating they're buying somewhere between 2,000 and 5,000 infused health potions a day to go play an Outpost Rush with. So that's 2,000 to 5,000 soul motes a day being pulled out of the market to be turned into potions, on top of all the other demands for soul motes. So I may have to make a video soon on best soul mote farming routes, because the price of soul motes have gone from 0.7 to 1.5 and above on my server. Now, if you have a server where people play Outpost Rush, you might see a similar thing. You might want to check on that. Now, one that lingered behind, which was kind of funny, was infused regeneration potions. Now, at first, these were still selling for 4, but people finally are starting to remember and realize that you can double up your potions. In case you guys didn't know, you can pop an infused regeneration potion, and then immediately afterwards, pop an infused health potion and double up your healing. People have finally realized this, and at least in Windsward, they're bought out. And right now, there's some available in Everfall and Brightwood, but I have a feeling that these will get bought out in the coming day or coming few days, next day or two. People will go, oh wait, I can just go to Everfall and buy some more. I can go buy some more, and then they're all gone, and then we're gonna keep seeing this trend. Now, things get crazy even beyond this. So another thing to think about is the tier 4s and tier 3s are also being bought for Outpost Rush. So powerful health potion at 10, strong health potion at 7, strong regeneration potion at 12. I mean, these things, because they're used to, the lower ones are used for job boards, and people are buying them in place of the infused health potion sometimes. So that's another thing that you could take a look at, keep an eye on. You might be able to make some serious money if you are an arcanist, or if you just deal with those potions at all. If it's something that you're familiar with, you might be able to make a lot of money. Another thing that you really want to look at that's changing because of Outpost Rush getting nuked is hearty meals. Now, these were selling for 1 coin a piece on my server before Outpost Rush came out. And now, depending on where you buy, you're going to see them going for 2.5 all the way to 4 a piece, because people are using them in Outpost Rush. It's not a whole lot of healing, but if you get it right when you're not being beat on for about 5 seconds, you can regen some HP. That can make the difference between life and death, and people are actually doing that. So hearty meals is another thing that you're going to want to watch, because Outpost Rush is just destroying all these markets. There's another market, though, that's getting totally altered by Outpost Rush, and that would be pristine gems. So pristine onyx, for example, is at 750 on my server. It was at like 500 before Outpost Rush. And then pristine diamonds are not too crazy, but the part that is kind of weird is the ones below them, just the pristine onyx uncut, are about as expensive as the cut now. I mean, they're all moving up. If you had any of these type of gems sitting in your storage, the PvP gems, now might be the best time to sell them. They are going through the roof, on top of people realizing that they are bugged and give a little bit of elemental defense as well. Which brings me to another thing on my server, because of Outpost Rush. I guess I have a lot of people on my server who love Outpost Rush. If you go on there, the queue's usually like, there's usually 2 to 3 lobbies at a time in the middle of the day. So like you're always just constantly in there. And because of that, one of the things that's changing is people are wanting to get their gear up, and if people can't afford Void Bent, instead what they are doing is they are finally using Asmodium. And they're finally using, Phoenix Weave for their gear. They want to keep rolling the 600 gear score, scale cloth. So they want to keep rolling the 600 gear score stuff. So every day or two, somebody comes by and wants to do a bunch of crafts, and they will just buy out the market to some absurd amount. So like scale cloth the other day, someone bought it out all the way up to 150. And in Scarhide and Smolderhide, the same thing's happening. It goes down and down and down, and then one day some guy comes by and he'll buy it all the way back up to 100. It's happened like 5 times now over the course of a week. So like I could honestly, if I want to, I could just put buy orders and buy Scarhide for like 15, list it for like 70, and if I just wait and list it for 7 days or 14 days, at this point it'll sell. Because people are finally doing this because of Outpost Rush. They go, wait, these guys in Voidbent armor are totally OP. So I better get something, but I can't afford Voidbent armor. I'll just get some Asmodium, Runic Leather, Phoenix Weave, and I'll make a Orichalcum Heavy set for 590 to 600 gear score, and then I'll throw a bunch of pristine onyxes in it, which is why pristine onyxes are up. And so that's why the gems are going up too, because people are making new sets and putting new gems in them, and then they get a new piece, they put another new gem in it, and they just... So that whole market has finally been created because of Outpost Rush, at least on my server, and I assume there's a lot of other servers out there. Now, if you're on a server that does not do a lot of Outpost Rush, then you're not going to see this as much. Now, here's another funny one to think about. Very interesting. Because of those potions going up, Gleaming Lodestone is now worth a fortune on my server, and I'm assuming a lot of other servers too. And the way you get Gleaming Lodestone is from Life Jewel. So if you know of a place to farm a bunch of Life Jewel, you will get a Gleaming Lodestone on every Life Jewel that you mine, and every one of those is going to be worth 15 plus on my server at least. Because they're not only used for potions, they're used for other things too. Well, there you have it. That's the bulk of the opportunities that I'm aware of right now that you can take advantage of thanks to Outpost Rush. There are so many, and I'm sure that I'm actually not aware of other ones. Come to think of it, attribute foods are probably going up. I'm not familiar with them though, so I don't have the price reference. So if I see them for 300 a piece, I don't know if they were 100 yesterday or not. I haven't been watching them. But if you're familiar with, attribute foods, then you might want to look at those because those might be going through the roof too. Even trade skill foods might be going up because of the exploit where you can stack their well-fed buff. And there's just a lot of things to be looking for. So just be aware that if you are on a server that has Outpost Rush where people are actually playing it a lot, then you want to look at a lot of these markets because a lot of these markets are going to be changing because of the influx of gold from Outpost Rush, because of the PvPer mindset of laziness of I just want to PvP. I don't want to go get the potions that are in the game. I just want to go, like in the Outpost Rush game, I just want to have potions, go in and fight. I don't want to go cut 3 trees at the beginning of every match or kill 3 wolves or whatever. You know, people just want to go and fight. And because of that laziness, and they get the money to pay for it. So after the match, they got 360 coins. They do 3 matches, they have 1,000 coins. Now they're out of potions. I'm just going to buy the potions. They spend those 1,000 coins on potions, and they just want to play. There's people out there, guys. If you're not one of them, be aware they are out there. I used to be one of them, where all they want to do is PvP, and everything else in the game is irrelevant. So they get the money, they immediately spend it back into PvP. And that is what they do. So you want to cater to that audience. Check out the price of everything that relates to that, and there are some humongous opportunities to make money because of it. So be on the lookout for that. Here are some. If you think of any others, definitely go look for them. But now you know some crazy ways to hopefully make some serious coins by catering to the Outpost Rush audience in New World.